And what is up, all of my beautiful wanderers of the world? Welcome and welcome back to my channel. In case you guys did not know, my name is Walter. I am a flight attendant and you guys are joining me on yet another layover. This is a layover we've been to many times. I think maybe the video before last we've been here. And so I'm gonna drum roll you in and tell you what layover this is. Give me 1 second. We are laying over in Amsterdam, Netherlands. Yes, that is right, Amsterdam, Netherlands. Of course, we are all familiar with this layover. We've been here so many times, but that is okay because it is the city that keeps on giving. So yeah, we are here for a rousing 23 hours. This is a shorter layover, I guess, in terms of regular international layovers. They're normally 24 hours or more. This one is on the shorter side, but it's okay. The flight over here was only 6.5 hours, and it'll probably be about 7 to 7.5 hours going back, so not that big of a deal. We came over from JFK last night. We left at probably about like 7-ish, but because there were thunderstorms in New York City, it kind of delayed all the like outbound traffic, so we probably didn't take off until like close to 8:30. And we just got here now. It is 10:56 Amsterdam time and 4:56 New York time, so really late and really early. So yeah, plans for this layover are nothing. So I'm not going to do anything on this layover because I have another Amsterdam coming up pretty soon, so I have plans for that one. So I'm not going to do anything on this one besides sleep, but because we've been here so many times, I did want to do something a little different on this video and answer some flight attendant related questions when I come back from my nap. So I'm going to take a nap first, and then I'm going to come back and we're going to have a really good flight attendant discussion. I know a lot of you guys have questions about it, what I really do, what I do on a day-to-day basis, how I work a trip. So I'm going to come back, answer all those questions, and yeah, that's going to be the bulk of this video. I'll probably go buy some cheese later because that's really what I like to do when it comes to Amsterdam, is buy cheese. Yep. So yeah, pretty standard room today. In case you guys wanted a quick room tour, see a nice big bed. I love it. View, closet, and a bathroom. And I feel like this room is smaller than my last room, but that might just be me. Anyways, I am about to hop in the bed because I am so tired, so tired, and I will see you guys in a little bit. Bye. And what is up, everybody? So I have napped, went to the gym, showered, and now I'm back to talk to you guys a little bit about flight attendant life. So I figured it would be a good idea to take you guys through what I normally pack for a typical 3-day trip, 3-day international trip. And then I'm going to take you guys through the step-by-step process of what I do from basically when I leave my house to when I go to whatever country I'm going to, and then back again. So I'm going to take you guys through the step-by-step flight attendant process of what we typically do, and then I will answer a few more frequently asked questions that I get and just in my Instagram DMs and YouTube comments. So yeah, let's get started with what is in my flight attendant bag. So as you guys can see here, I typically start off packing with my uniform pieces. So I always tend to pack 2 pairs of shirts. So yeah, I tend to start off with 2 pairs of shirts. I always pack 2 outer garments. This purple cardigan is one, and then the vest that I wore, which is hung up over there, is the second one. I also pack 2 pairs of pants as well, one here and then one which I have strewn across my chair over there. So next, I always pack workout clothes. So yeah, normally I try and work out at least twice on a 24-hour layover. So once after I take a nap, I'll wake up, go to the gym. Before I go out, I'll work out then. And then if I have a late enough pickup the next morning, I will try and work out before I go then. So sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, just depending on what time pickup is. But I do always pack 2 pairs of workout clothes. I always pack a hoodie and another jacket, which I have on my bed. I've recently gotten this because I am doing the service leader position. I deal a lot with the ovens and the hot meals. So I bought recently because, yeah, like I said, because I work a lot with ovens, I recently bought just these pair of gloves that make it a lot easier to like reach in a hot oven, pull out the meal so that I'm able to put them on the carts. So that's what's in there. I do a lot of facial wipes just because I take a lot of naps. So basically I always like to have facial wipes, and these are pineapple scented and they smell so good. Just got them from Sephora. But yeah, it's basically when I'm, you know, taking a nap, because we do have what we call crew rest on these international flights where you are able to take a nap. I'll come back up, wipe my face off, and brush my teeth after I'm done taking a nap. So yeah, that is what is in my bag. So give me a moment and then I will take you guys through what a typical flight attendant trip is. Alright, so basically what a typical flight attendant trip for me is, I am what we call a commuter. So basically a commuter is a flight attendant who does not live in the base that they are assigned to. So I am based in New York City. I currently live in Norfolk, Virginia. So basically before every flight I catch a commuting flight from Norfolk to JFK. My commuting flights are normally about 45 to 50 minutes, so not very long. I will catch that flight from, like I said, Norfolk to JFK, probably about 5 to 6 hours early. So I will land, let's say, Amsterdam for instance. My flight from Norfolk to JFK was at 11 a.m. I landed in JFK at about 12 p.m. So I basically had about 6 hours to chill. So basically what I like to do is take naps. So like I mentioned before, we have a flight attendant lounge where we have a sleep room. It's a big room with a bunch of beds, and I will go in there, take a nap, because we have they have like blankets and pillows for us that you would normally see on the plane, but they provide them for us as well in the lounge. So I will go ahead and take those and go into the lounge, take a quick nap. After that, I'll probably get on my computer, probably sign in for my trip, get on the computer and see and check my email, and you know, do those kind of things. So after that, it is time to sign in, like I said. So typically, like a flight to Amsterdam or any international flight, we do brief in the flight attendant lounge. There's 2 floors, so we brief on the first floor. They have little briefing rooms for us with little tables, so we all sit down. So basically, I can't go into too much of what we discuss, but we discuss safety and security information about the destination that we're going to and about the aircraft. We discuss any write-ups on the plane that we might have, like something's broken, so they allow us, not allow us, so they tell us if there's anything broken, and who they are is the purser. So I am purser qualified, so I could be delivering the briefing, or if I'm not the purser, then whoever the purser is, they deliver the briefing. So like I said, it's their job to go over safety and security information, any write-ups for the plane that we might have on board. Anything's broken, they tell us then, so we can address it when we get on the plane. After all of that, we do walk over to our gate and to our aircraft. We get on the aircraft. Of course, we do all of our safety checks. So we check all of the safety equipment on board for our section. So if I'm the service leader, I go to the back and I check the safety equipment that's closest to my jump seat. Or if I'm the purser, I check the safety equipment closest to my jump seat up front. So basically, if I'm the purser, I'm up front. If I'm the service leader, I'm in the back of the aircraft, if that makes sense. Okay, so after we check all of our safety equipment and get the aircraft ready and make sure that the aircraft is clean and catered, we do start boarding. Obviously, we are out in the aisles greeting passengers, making sure everyone's luggage gets on and gets put away properly, making sure all the overhead bins are closed, making sure everyone's seated with a seatbelt fastened, tray table and carry-on items stowed. So after we are done boarding, we take off. I go into the service. So basically, my position, as you guys know, has changed recently. So if I'm the purser, I'm dealing basically just exclusively with first class customers. So I am in the aisle manifesting, taking their meal order, then I'm passing that over to the galley person. They're prepping the meals, getting everything ready, while the 2 aisle flight attendants, because there's typically about 4 of us up front, they are out in the aisles doing their doing their pre-meal beverage service, which we pass out like a little mixed nuts appetizer. Then they get their choice of beverage. Then after that, we are back in the aisle with their appetizer, their base tray. So that comes with like salad, a little appetizer, which could be like a little like sliced portion of salmon, I've seen that, or another like little something that goes with it. It changes every like 3 to 6 months. They change the whole entire menu so that those frequent flyers can get a little bit of variety. So after that, and then in the back, if I'm the service leader, I know this is a lot, but I have a lot of different roles. So if I'm in the back of the aircraft, I am prepping everyone's carts together. So, and the back of the main cabin does kind of mirror the service of first class for us. So basically, everyone gets a pre-meal beverage service with their choice of snack, and then after that, we go into meals. So they get a base tray, and they also get their choice of meal. Which normally in the back is like a version of a chicken salad, a hot chicken, or a vegetarian pasta for them in the back. And then after that, we go into coffee, tea, water. So basically, after the meals are done, we go through the aisle one more time with coffee, tea, water, but we do offer any beverage that the person would like. And then after that, we do trash. So up front, after we are done handing out the meals, because we do hand deliver the meals to all of our business class passengers, and business class and first class for my airline means pretty much the same thing. So I often switch between the verbiage, but it's the same thing between first and business. So for them, we hand deliver their choice of their entree. Entree? Yes. Appetizer, entree, yeah. So we hand deliver their choice of entree, which is normally beef. They have a fish, or chicken, or a beef, fish, chicken, or pasta choice. And like I said, those choices are a lot more elaborate than what I am describing them as, just for time's sake. But yeah, it's a really nice meal. And after they are done eating that, then we go through with a dessert cart, and they get a choice of like a fruit and cheese. They also have a choice of like an ice cream sundae, which is really popular, or they get another, like normally it's like a little cheesecake, like a little strawberry cheesecake tart or something like that. So yeah, after that, we cut off the lights for them, and they are able to then go to sleep in their lie flat $10,000 seats that they paid for. So during that time, when we are done with our dinner service and before our pre-arrival service, we are allowed to go on what is called crew rest. So basically, that is where, as you can imagine, half of the flight attendants on the crew, so if it's a crew of 10, half 5 will go down into what we call our crew rest bunks. They're small little like bunks, like you would imagine, like a military style kind of like enclosed space where we have a little curtain that we can close. And then yeah, we go to sleep, take a quick nap. The length of our crew rest does depend on the length of the flight. So say JFK to Amsterdam last night was an hour, and the flight itself was 6 hours and 32 minutes. So what we do is we take the time that it's going to take for us to do our pre-arrival service, which is normally an hour and 15, and then how long we have left in the flight. So if you have 4 hours left in the flight and it's going to take us an hour and 15 minutes to do our pre-arrival service, the breaks end up being about an hour 20, hour and 30. So last night there were hour and 15 minutes, I believe. So yeah, so you are able to take a quick nap while the other half of the crew is down taking naps. Those awake on duty on the aircraft, we go through the aisle. We do what we call water walks, which we fill up cups of water, take those through the aisle. We make sure that the labs are clean, and just keep an eye on everyone in the flight, going up and down the aisle, just making sure that the cabin is secure, basically. So yeah, after everyone comes up from break, then we go into our pre-arrival service, which basically is for JFK to Amsterdam, and I'm just using that as an example because obviously I'm here and I just did that last night. So pre-arrival service for them is coffee, tea, water. They also get a continental breakfast, which comes in a little box and includes a muffin, a breakfast muffin, breakfast yogurt, and I believe a cheese, and I think like a mint or something like that. It's a really nice box, and they also get get a little cup of orange juice as well. And then we're also out in the aisle delivering coffee, tea, water. So basically coffee, tea, water, and you also get like a little continental breakfast. And then that takes about an hour and 15 minutes. And then after that, we land and we are here in Amsterdam or wherever we land at. So the length of our layovers are typically, for me personally, 24 hours. They can vary. Some days we do have 48 hours. Our service does vary by length of flight. So we have short, medium, and long haul. And so basically the longer the flight, the more service you're gonna get. So for like JFK to Milan, which I've done that a lot, we have a mid-flight service going back. So basically it'll be like a little snack and then a full beverage service going back. So and you'll add that in between the lunch, mid-flight, and then pre-arrival. So you kind of add that in there. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty typically, that is typically what a typical trip is for me personally. I know a lot of airlines probably differ, but that is personally what my airline, how we handle things. So now I will go ahead and answer some just frequently asked questions that I get in my comments and DMs. Alright, so this is a question that I do get a lot. I am a commuter and the question is, do I live in a crash pad where I'm based? And that answer is no, I don't live in a crash pad. I used to when I was really junior, about like less than 6 months in, I lived in a crash pad, which basically a crash pad is like a crash pad. So basically you crash in this house where you're based. You typically live in a room with probably like 6 to 8, and not even live, you normally just sleep there in between flights, and then after that you'll go home. But you sleep in a room like about 6 to 8 other flight attendants, and it was not for me, y'all. It was not for me. I'm lucky enough to be senior enough that I hold mostly commutable trips, especially now that I'm purser, because most international trips are commutable for me. So they'll sign in late enough for me to come up that day of, and then they'll release early enough for me to go home that day that we get back. So no, I don't live in a crash pad. I used to. It was not for me. But if you are junior, it is highly recommended that you do get one. So this is another good question. Are you based in New York City? If so, how is it working all 3 airports, and how easy is it to commute to all 3? So I am based in New York, as I already have said. When I was junior, it was pretty difficult being based in New York, because the more junior you are, the more you're going to be spread out throughout the 3 airports. So there is Newark, there is LaGuardia, and there's JFK. JFK, I guess for us based in New York City, is probably the most desirable airport to work out of. They probably have the best trips, and it is the only airport that there is commutable that there is international trips for my airline. So I do typically tend to work out of JFK. When I was junior, I would say it was pretty difficult and pretty expensive to get between all 3 airports. That's why if you are, especially working for my personal airline, or if you are working for any airline and you're based in New York City, you definitely want to crash pad, because that's most likely going to be the only way you're going to be able to get between all 3. And it's just, yeah, it can get pretty difficult, especially when you're junior and you get called for like a 5 a.m. at Newark, and it's just really difficult to get there. Really difficult and really expensive. So yeah, I don't really recommend New York City to junior flight attendants. It does have the best trips, to me personally it does, but if you're junior, like I said, it can get really stressful going between all 3. So And another question, how many people did they choose when you got your CJO, and did you get your CJO the first time around? So to answer the second part of that question, yes, I did get my CJO, which is conditional job offer, conditional job offer? It's a job offer from the airline that you're interviewing with, and I did get mine the first time. I do personally believe it was mostly because of my work background. I have a very strong customer service work background. I used to do real estate and I used to do property management in New York City before becoming a flight attendant. So I do believe that probably had a big role to play in me getting the position. Also, I had that interview down packed. I studied, I practiced, I did everything that I could before I went to my interview with my airline, because I knew that they were airline that I wanted to work for, and I was not giving it up. I said, I came in and I was like, yo, hire me. Not literally, but you guys can imagine the veracity of which I came to that interview with. No, so yeah, basically, I'm so corny. So yeah, I got my CJ on the first time around. They hired probably 10, maybe 10, 12 people that day, and it really varies. And people ask me what are they looking for. I have no clue. I really don't. I find it a miracle that I got hired. I really expected not to get hired that day, so it was really surprising when they called my name. But yeah, I have no clue what they're looking for or why they hire a certain number of people one time versus another. Your guess is as good as mine. And last question, did you ever think about using a pre-recorded drum roll? And the answer is no, I have not. I never will use a pre-recorded drum roll. I never have used a pre-recorded drum roll, and you won't ever see a pre-recorded drum roll on this channel. And you know why? Because I love doing it, because I love being so bad at something that people are actually annoyed with me for being so bad at doing a drum roll. And you know what? I'm gonna do it now. And yeah, you get 2 drum rolls in this video, buddy. Yeah, I'm just, yeah, so, yeah, no, I will never use a pre-recorded drum roll, and I never have, and I never will. Sue me. And alright guys, so that I hope gave you guys a pretty good insider look at what it is to be a flight attendant. I know a lot of the questions I get varies by airline, by base, by seniority, so just keep that in mind. It is a very broad subject to talk about, and I could talk about it forever. But if you guys do have any questions about being a flight attendant, what the process is like, please check out my other videos. I know I have a couple where I went extensively through like the interview process and, you know, just talking about that. So check out the videos, and if you have any questions, like, just drop me a comment. Just drop a question below and I will answer it. I love answering questions from you guys. So with that being said, I'm going to go out for a quick drink with the crew, and by drink I mean water, because I'm on a diet. And I can't really be out there in those streets like that. So yeah, so I'm gonna go out with the crew for a minute, and then I will be back later. Bye. And good morning guys. I hope you all are well. I am not so rested, but I'm showered, and as you guys can see, back in my flight attendant uniform, and it's time to work my way back to America. No, anyways, yeah, so I'm about to be working the flight from Amsterdam back to JFK. I'm expecting the flight time to be, let's go between 7.5 hours. I think last time I worked from Amsterdam, it was like 7 hours, 14 minutes, which is really fast. So let's hope it is just as fast today, because I am tired and ready to go home. So yeah, I hope you guys all enjoyed the video. I hope you guys all learned a little something. If you're not familiar with the flight attendant life, I hope if you are familiar, or if you are trying to get into that the video helped you, and that you're able to come away with a couple, you know, little interesting little tidbits that might help you along your journey. And like I said yesterday, if you guys have any further questions, feel free, just comment down below, just write a little something, and I will definitely see it, and I will definitely get back to you, because I love it. I love you guys, and I love this life. Yeah, okay, so I'm stopping being cheesy, and I'm gonna go to work. But before I do, you know what, if you've made it to this far in the video, if you've seen my face about to go to work, then you just need to go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Just go ahead and hit it. Hit it now, because you know what, you deserve it. You earned it. You earned the subscribe, so go ahead and do it. Hit it. Hit it. No one worked harder for that subscribe than you just did. So I am so proud of you. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. You earned it. Alright guys. Alright, now I'm officially about to go to work. I would love to stay here and just talk to this camera, but unfortunately duty calls. So I will see you guys on the next one. Oh, watch another video. Just right here. Just I'm gonna pop it right there. Watch another video and hit that subscribe. Subscribe. Okay, bye.